Welcome everyone to Gamer Meld. This is AMD's newest RX 6600 XT, and I'm going to be going over it with you today, but before I get to that, if you're interested in purchasing one, make sure to check out the link in the description below. Also, AMD's newest Ryzen 5000 desktop APUs just went on sale, and at least as of the making of this video, they're not out of stock. So if you're interested in that, definitely make sure to check that out in the description below as well. Those are affiliate links, they don't cost you anything more, but they help the channel out. Anyway, back to this right here. First up, unfortunately, AMD didn't release a reference design of the 6600 XT, so they only have AIB partner cards, though of course that's what most people end up buying anyway. And a benefit of that is that quite a bit of different reviewers should be getting different cards, so you should actually see quite a bit of a variation. Either way, as you can tell, this is the Red Devil Power Color 6600 XT, and we're gonna check it out. I actually have a webcam up here so you can get kind of a top-down view. So let's do this. I have already opened it actually completely botched the first opening, which I ended up saying, I'll tell you in just a second, hold on. So here are the little cards right here. We have a little sticker, and the first time I did this, I completely botched it because first, as you can see, this is a dual fan design card. Well, I said it's a dual card design fan, or something like that, but obviously wrong, so looked a little or sounded a little bit ridiculous, so I did switch that. But either way, as you can see, yes, this is a dual fan design. So get all of this out of the way. As you can see, it is very similar to Power Color's Red Devil 6800 XT in that you have the RGB LED lighting, little strips right here, and then you also have it right here. I will say that I really like this design. My main GPU in my main rig is actually the Red Devil 6800 XT, so I really do like the design. Moving on up, you can see that we have a single 8-pin connector and single 6-pin connector, which is obviously different from the other one, but similar to the 6800 model. It is quite a chunky one. I do believe that this is a dual slot, and like I said, dual fan, which is absolutely different from the Red Devil 6800 XE because that was absolutely a triple fan design. So very similar as far as overall design. We have a, let's see, 3 display port and 1 HDMI port. This should be RGB as well. I believe it looks like it should be, so that's another RGB zone right there. Then we have the BIOS switch. So we have overclock mode. Not sure if you can see it. We have overclock mode, and then we switch it. That is silent mode. So 2 different BIOS right there. And that is pretty much it as far as the design. But one thing I do want to talk about, there's actually a couple things I want to talk about. First, I am still really disappointed in the price. Let's kind of put this in context. As far as performance, it absolutely beats what would be considered about last generation's higher end model, the 5700. It beats it by roughly, at least based on AMD's numbers, something like 30-35%. Of course, that is just AMD's numbers, so it probably is going to be on the better side, even though it is versing their own card, but they obviously want the newer card to look better. Regardless, it shouldn't be too much different. So it's between 25 and 35% faster, and I do believe it's going to be very similar to the 5700 XT, likely trading blows back and forth. So speaking of the 5700 XT, it was $399 when it launched. Yeah, that makes this $20 cheaper, but it's the new generation. And that to me just really doesn't sit well. I mean, the price of graphics cards have been going up astronomically, not even, the way the market is right now, but just MSRP in general, just the price. Even if everything was sold at MSRP, prices have really risen. I looked it up and even I was shocked because I guess I just forgot just how inexpensive they were. But the MSRP for the 580, it was either $229 or $239. I believe it's $229. So we're talking a massive difference from what used to constitute as a mid-range card. And this is supposed to be a mid-range card. Remember, this is supposed to go up against the 3060 and the 580 was supposed to go up against the 1060. So mid-range cards over $100, $150 more than what it was then. I mean, obviously this is significantly more powerful than say the RX 580, but it's many generations ahead of it as well. It's just something that I will say that I am disappointed about, but there is one good thing that I do want to talk about, which is really interesting, and that is architecture. When people talk about a new generation of cards, they almost talk about things like the node, the frequency, the clocks, things like that. But there's one thing that a lot of time is overlooked, and that is the architecture. So I want to bring this over here. This right here is the Red Devil 5700 XT. I wanted to talk about this because both of these cards are built on TSMC's 7nm process. But yet, you can see this is a dual fan, this is a triple fan. Now, there were some dual fan Red Devil 5700 XTs, I do believe, but they were in the lower end models. These are both Red Devil. Now, they may have a triple fan Red Devil. I believe I've seen some potential mock-ups, but regardless, let's even forget about that. The 5700 non-XT model came with a TDP of 180 watts. The 6600 XT, which should beat the 5700 by around 25 to around 35%, depending on the game, but absolutely beats it, is 160 watts, while the 5700 non-XT is 180 watts. So, for 20 watts less, it gets somewhere around 30% faster performance. And they're both running on the same node. Yes, this does have significantly higher frequency, but the only way that it can get there is because of RDNA 2. So I really just kind of wanted to point that out, I guess. It really is interesting, just how important architecture truly is. If you take out, the node that it's built on. Don't forget that NVIDIA's GPUs, their 3000 series, is built on a much worse node to 7nm TSMC, which would be Samsung's node. And yet they're able to compete with these newest cards on 7nm. Basically, my whole point in all of this is just to kind of let you get off of this idea of, oh, what node are we on? Oh, what, Now, obviously, those things do help, but this is just something that I really did think was interesting as far as the 6600 XT and comparing it to the 5700 and 5700 XT. So yeah, that just about does it. I do love the design of this, and I do think it would be a great card if it weren't for the price. But of course, you really can't ignore the industry as a whole. I will at least admit pricing is absurd right now, so it somewhat makes sense for them to raise the MSRP, but it still really sucks. I really hope prices start drastically moving down, and obviously that would force AMD and NVIDIA to lower their MSRP. But yeah, while that does it for today, I do hope you liked the video. I know I rambled a lot, but hopefully you at least got something a little bit interesting out of it. And if you did like it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think about the RX 6600 XT down in the comments below. And as always, have a great day.